And welcome back to Sports Weekly on IEMG. Let's talk some college basketball and a big shout out to San Bernardino Valley College men's hoops. We gave them a shout out last week because not only did they win the Inland Empire Athletic Conference Championship, but the Wolverines went undefeated. They were a perfect 16-0 throughout the conference season, trying to make another deep playoff run. And it all began at home for SBVC. The Wolverines locking in a home first-round game, taking on the College of the Canyons. But they were the number 10 seed in the state Southern California Regional. So if SBVC won their first-round playoff game at home, the Wolverines knew that they would have to go on the road in the second round. So they'd have to be road warriors to continue their championship run. So let's take you out to SBVC. The Wolverines taking on the College of the Canyons. And look who we saw, the great Dominique Daniels Jr. in the house, the former SBVC star, now playing for California Baptist University. Watching this one, we'll hear from Dom in just a moment, but he was a part of two SBVC teams that went all the way to the Elite Eight. Could this Wolverines team do something similar? But first things first, they got to win their home opener. And here we go with the highlights. Devontae Murphy hits the jumper. He had 16 points in the game. And then Jude Bredeba, the spin and the dunk for Big Jude. Nice play there. Good highlight. Brian Cabrera from the outside hits the three from the wing. Cabrera from Jurupa Hills High School. He had 10 in the game. Then it's Channing Shelton. Down low, left hand off the window and good. Shelton led the way with 18 for Valley College. The College of the Canyons, they were playing hard. They're very feisty, especially on defense. They come up with a steal and Dwayne Boston gets the dunk, and they led by a score of 17-16 very early on in this contest. Then more from Valley. Jaden Riley drives inside. He's got the bucket inside, and then Riley from the outside. Nothing but the bottom of the net as Riley connects on the three. And then more from Valley. Jason Joyce drives baseline. The reverse, no, but Joyce is there to tip it in for SBVC. And then it's going to be Shelton with two more coming up on the putback for the Wolverines as they win their first round playoff game by a score of 76-60. Again, Channing Shelton led the way with 18 points. So the Wolverines did win their opener. They did advance. They got to the second round, but they had to go on the road against a very tough Mount San Antonio College team. And the Wolverines would fall to Mount Sac by a final score of 66-55. But once again, a tremendous season for head coach Quincy Brewer and the Wolverines to go undefeated in conference play. They picked up another playoff win this year, but it comes to a close in the second round here in Southern California. Again, at Mount Sac, 66-55, the final score. Now, we just showed you Dominique Daniels Jr. in the crowd at SBVC cheering on his Wolverines in the first round playoff game. Well, Dom, he's having a great season. In fact, he might be having the greatest season ever at CBU. In fact, he might be the greatest player ever for the Lancers. He not only broke the school record with 47 points in one game, we talked about that on a previous Sports Weekly, but he also surpassed 3,000 career points, and that combined CBU with his time at SBVC. So between his time playing for the Lancers and his time playing for the Wolverines, he's got over 3,000 points. In fact, he's around 3,030 points now. But that three-pointer right there put him over 3,000 in his career. Not a lot of college basketball players can say that. He's averaging about 22 points per game, and he has CBU in position here to make a serious run at making the NCAA tournament, March Madness, the big dance. So he says when he's getting all these personal accolades, like the 3,000 career points, setting school records for scoring, at the end of the day, he wants to help his team win, and he says he's put in a lot of hard work, whether he was wearing a CBU uniform or an SBVC uniform. All the hard work is paying off for Dominique Daniels Jr.
Yeah, there's a lot of hours that I put into the gym. It was a point in time where I was playing basketball and I felt like I wanted to quit. So I prayed on it, and the Lord just told me to keep going. And I kept going and, the work showed. So I'm just grateful for that.
All right, and for Dominique Daniels Jr. and CBU, they've got a couple of regular season games left, and then they've got the WAC, the Western Athletic Conference Tournament, and that's how you punch your ticket to the NCAA tournament. If you win your conference tournament, which will begin on March 11th in Las Vegas for Dom and the Lancers, if they win that, they get the automatic spot in the Big Dance. So very exciting. We'll be keeping an eye on Dominique Daniels Jr. Now, we've got other local guys doing big things as we bounce from basketball to football. Now, Cajon High School has a strong track record of getting guys to the NFL, right? No doubt we all know about Jaden Daniels, the Heisman Trophy winner, the starting quarterback for the Washington Commanders. But other guys, too, like DeMonte Casey, who is still in the NFL, had a great career at Cajon High School, and he's played a bunch in the NFL for several different teams. Well, there's another former Cowboy on the verge of getting his shot in the NFL. We've got the NFL Combine going on right now in Indianapolis, and that is Big David Gusta. He played one season for Cajon in 2021 after transferring from Grand Terrace, but the former Cowboy has been opening a lot of eyes at the NFL Combine. He ran a 4.88 in the 40-yard dash, which is really great for a big man, a big defensive lineman like David Gusta. And then on the bench press, he put that weight up 37 times. So I know this is not real football, but when you look at all the stats, how fast you are, how strong you are, David Gusta has been the guy at the NFL Combine, has been getting a lot of attention of just how great of an athlete he is. So very exciting to see another Cajon Cowboy getting his shot at the NFL. Someone is definitely going to draft him next month in the NFL draft. So congratulations to the Cajon High School football program and David Gusta, man, really showing out at the NFL Combine in Indianapolis. That's going to do it for Sports Weekly on IEMG. My name is Pep Fernandez, and we'll see you next time.